Hi guys, Pigmoon here with yet another video. I've recently covered the Indian Air Force and the Navy rather extensively, and there are many disgruntled comments from the Indian netizens about how great the armed forces are and how the world owes India. I also had to endure relentless racist and unsolicited bad comments. It shows how shallow people can be if they choose to believe in something that they can't prove or disprove. It's rather disgusting, all these comments. So therefore, I'm making this video about 3 things that were repeatedly thrown into my comments on my channel, but it's not true, and I'm actually a bit tired to explain them. So what are the 3 things that India did not invent? Number 1, manned flight. The officially recorded and recognized manned flight was in 1903, Kitty Hawk, North Carolina in the United States by the Wright brothers Orville and Wilbur Wright. They achieved the first sustained and controlled heavier than air-powered flight. You can surmise that it's the first version of the modern airplane. Previous attempts were often non-powered or not sustained using prevalent convection currents to glide or launched from a higher altitude in order to achieve this non-powered flight, and they do not count. The development of the airplane hastened after the Wright brothers' record achievement, and they were considered the fathers of modern aviation. Or airplane. Indeed, flying was not achieved or invented in India as suggested by the netizens. This claim is false. Second, trigonometry. The study of trigonometry is the study of the length and angles of triangles. A famous theorem that represents trigonometry in a nutshell, is the Pythagoras theorem. So what it states is that the square of the hypotenuse of a triangle is the sum of the squares of the two other sides. This is fundamental in the study of trigonometry, and this branch of mathematics originated in Sumer. That was in the 3rd millennium BC, followed by Egyptians and Babylonians, as trigonometry was essential for the pyramids built by the Egyptians due to their angular complexity of the structures. So basically, they obviously had to calculate all the angles and the loads and also the height of the pyramid that they wanted to build before it started. And to be frank, the earliest trigonometry study by Indian mathematicians was only in 2nd century BC, and that's a full 300 years after the Egyptians and almost 2 millennia after the Sumerians. So again, India did not invent trigonometry. Next, 0. Both as a number or as a numerical digit that represents itself in the numerals. So it functions both as a representative as well as a function, literally mathematical function. The number 0 represents the additive identity of the integers and real numbers as well as other algebraic structures. As a digit, it represents a placeholder, which is positional, and place value notation, which defines the different magnitudes of a value by using the same symbol repeatedly. So therefore you have 10, 100, 1000. So every magnitude or increase in value is denoted by another 0. The study of the 0 originated in Egypt. The Egyptian numeral was a base 10 system similar to the decimal system that we have today. They would use the symbol NERF or NFR in this case, I don't know the exact pronunciation, to symbolize a baseline of the tombs and pyramids, where the distance above or below this symbol were measured and displayed. This was 1 millennium BC. The Babylonians also had a complex numerical system in place, but they did not have this 0 until 3rd century BC, which was actually a punctuation symbol inducted into their system to represent a boundary variable in the Babylonian mathematical system. So basically, they actually skipped 0. So from negative, they didn't know a 0 until the positive, until this was put in. And to be frank, the earliest Indian representation was only 7th century BC, and actual evidence of implementation of the zeros on 3rd century BC. So India did not invent the 0. So these 3 points that I mentioned are all the things that were, I would say, falsely and fraudulently claimed by the Indians. The next video, I will show you evidence of how Indian netizens blatantly insult others for their English and claim that my English is worse than theirs. And despite that, their own productions were all using synthesized voices. It goes to show how proficient their own English is, isn't it? I have challenged a few of them to produce in a video using their own voice without the synthesizer, but they have all chickened out. So let's wait till then and let's see how it goes. Like or subscribe or add a comment at the bottom, and we can further this discussion and whether this whole thing is actually moving or not. Thanks for watching.